Good job, Ash. Drew made a mess up here. He is so bothersome. Okay, so I made some notes. So the first thing I'm going to do is just touch on a couple of sections and things that hit me as I was sitting there listening, observing. The passion section. Elevating your blueprint. Asking yourself these two questions, which are really important. When are you going to elevate, and how are you going to elevate? Having a purpose, having a plan. And then the pledge, she focused a lot on the Pledge of Excellence and buying into that 100%, or 110%, 100% of the time. Bets was the section done by Lauren, which I thought was super fascinating. We did what's the name of the lady who wrote the book? Annie Duke. We made a feeble attempt to get her to come here and speak to us, but she wanted 50 grand for an hour. Which that didn't turn us away.
Not very fiscally responsible.
But she was bugged, so we didn't get her. But making decisions without, avoiding making decisions without 100% of the information. Saying I don't know is okay. And we learn more quickly, we learn more from mistakes than we do successes. It's a really great lesson. Try to make productive bets with your team. It's a great motivating thing to say to a coworker, I bet you can't do that. And I bet you can't rent that apartment by 4 o'clock. And then to pay off the bet. Coach Walden was next. He talked about doing something positive. I loved his self-improvement classes. The guy's a football coach, and while maybe during that era we should have done a little bit more blocking practice, we had a super well-mannered team. And they knew which side to walk on of their girlfriend. And then the helmet stickers, using something that everybody sees as a way to provide acknowledgement that makes people work harder for the action that you want. Next was Rick from John Maxwell. Loved it. I learned a lot. I've been exposed to that through Kelly over the last several years, and one of the things I picked up about it is the spin cycle, 2-3-4, 2-3-4, 2-3-4. I thought you kind of moved up the ladder, you went down, up, down, and you're constantly churning through those three, and really important to learn as you're motivating your team. Taking the selfie of, who you are and what your stamp is. Defining that, writing that down. Level 5 pinnacle, people follow because of who you are and what you represent. Two great things. Who's your level 5 as an individual? Who is it? Who's your mentor? Who are your mentors? Who do you look to help you when things get tough? And then who do you need to become in order to ascend the ladder? Asking your people what makes them tick and what ticks them off. And then finally, the thing he sold at the end is that we really have no idea the impact we have on the people we work with as teammates. Then David Rendell, super funny. Guy made me laugh the whole time. Opposite of a good thing is a good thing. Have the courage to be different. I love the REI example and the Chick-fil-A example. Those are great stories to share with your team when you get back to town. Rob's Elevate section. Rob did a really great job, by the way. Having a roadmap. Our roadmap is the Pledge of Excellence, and using that as you elevate your property. Team values. Better people become better players, where the quality is on the person, not necessarily the athlete. And it's with better people, it's easier to get the we and not the me. He talked about this peak performance thing, persistence, empathy, authenticity, and knowledge. And then finally, I just want to go through this agenda really quick. So you should, and Aisha and Lindsay will help you prepare for this, but there should be a mini MER at each property where you take pieces of this and pick your own sections that spoke the most to you or maybe fit your property the best. And so when Aisha and Lindsay go to all this trouble to email all this stuff out to you, that's the reason they do that, is so that we can use it and you go back and you bring the same enthusiasm to your team that we're bringing to you here this week and make them feel a part of this. The worst thing you can do is just say, I had a great time. The best thing you can do is to take what you learn and spread the love of the pledge throughout your whole staff. Some, I think, sessions that I like the most, and I just wanted to star these for you. I really loved Lauren's bets thing. I think that has an application at every level. Obviously, the 5 levels of leadership. The marketing department has grown a lot, and those tools are phenomenal. Let's not keep them a secret. You can click in one-stop shop without hardly any effort, and you get really high-level materials. David Rendell, he uses humor in his delivery. He's super funny, which makes it super memorable. And Fact brought it up today. Being different's good. It fits and it works. The stay the course thing that I did today. People get frustrated and dealing with residents is tough, and they do need to be reminded that we do have a great game plan, and let's stay the course. Not every day is a great day. And it's our job as leaders to push them through with confidence and acknowledgement and the pledge of excellence. Tim's discussion today, back there, did you hear him say we're going to buy 10 buildings in 2 years? Yeah. Future's pretty damn bright. Maintenance Mania was amazing. You could do a little Maintenance Mania thing at your building just for fun with your leasing staff to watch them fumble around with that stuff.
Who won? Yeah, who won? Who won? Yeah, who won?
Who won?
I think our team won.
I think so too.
We'll make the announcement tonight. You guys have your scorecards now?
CJ will collect those now. Kelly's passion speech. It's great. There's probably a video out there of her giving one of her passion speeches that you could use if you don't want to do it yourself. Passion is that thing that takes us from good to great. People, let's use it. Lauren's power of a compliment. Love it. Talking about what Coach Walden said. He added value in a very non-football way that made him revered by his players and his assistant coaches. Obviously, teaching manners has nothing to do with football, but he's so loved at Washington State and will be forever, and it's because of this non-football kind of silly thing he did once a month or every other week with his kids. Investor Happy Hour, huge hit. You people were the star there and you knocked it out of the park. So that's all I've got. We are at 6 o'clock. Well, you're going to do all this, right? Great. Thank you very much.